Welcome, come on in. My name is Karen Mayer. I'm the director of Act 1, the comedy, and on behalf of myself and Jeremy Lauder, who's the musical conductor and teacher here, we really want to welcome you and thank you for being here. And we are here tonight to celebrate being done with COVID, right? To celebrate live music and live theater. And I know that we're not completely over it, and I'm glad that people feel comfortable. I'm doing what they need to do to feel safe, but it's just exciting to be back in this space. I've actually been directing here off and on for about 12 years, and love this space, and our family loves being part of the San Juan High School community. When Mr. Lauder and I started talking about this at the beginning of the semester, it was really kind of an act of faith, because we were like, at that time, everybody had to be 6 feet apart and masked, and we were like, how's that going to work? Especially with drama. So we had to choose a piece that A, wasn't super long in case it didn't actually happen, B, where the kids students weren't next to each other. So this is a story that's told in monologue form, which is like each person is sort of speaking alone. We added a little bit so you're not completely alone on stage, but memorizing a monologue, I see some of former actors and actresses in the audience. Memorizing even just a short piece of dialogue is hard. Memorizing a whole monologue is really hard. That's like a whole page of writing where you have to memorize. And a couple of the students in this show have memorized not only 2, but 3. And they're underclassmen. All my students are freshmen and sophomores. So can you just give them a hand right now, because just being brave enough to show up and say, yeah, I'm kind of interested in this, from that, and then asking them to do what I've asked them to do, you'll see, they're amazing. And you're amazing for getting out here and supporting us, and the band is amazing. I know they have been working so hard, and I can't wait to hear their music. So, couple little housekeeping things before we get going. One is that when we turn the lights off, you'll see it's very dark in here. So there are 4 exit signs. If you have someone who's still on the way and you're texting them and you're saying, "Where are you?" Please ask them to come in the back of the theater, because if they come in right here, and our actors are right here, it's like, oh. But if you need to leave, if you have a crying baby, or if you have any other emergency, please feel free to exit wherever's nearest and safest for you. Next is, please silence your cell phones, and try not to talk to your neighbors, but on the other hand, if you find something funny, please laugh as loud as you can. And also, in between scenes, clap uproariously. And same with the band. Although I don't think there'll be a lot of laughing, but clapping, loud clapping. And one more thing, if you're here from Miss Durkee's class, she gives extra credit, but you have to see the whole show, and then you have to have a selfie with me afterwards. That's not my thing, that's her thing. So anyway, see me after the show if you are getting that extra credit. I think that's about it. So enjoy the show.
I had joined my high school's broadcasting club, hoping that it could do stories with actual substance. I had a dream of being Vanessa Blues, school investigative reporter. Instead, I wound up doing features about stuff like book displays in the library and lines in the parking lot being painted. So, when I was assigned a story about the cafeteria getting a microwave oven, I figured it'd be more of the same. And I was even less thrilled, because the cafeteria is someplace I try to avoid. It's loud, crowded, and the food's always cold. That's why I pack lunch and eat in the broadcasting room. But when I went to the cafeteria to go interview people about the microwave, holy cow, I couldn't believe what was happening. One very old microwave, hundreds of students, and total chaos. It was a reporter's dream. And what that chaos led to, I couldn't believe. Plus, some of the students' perspectives on the microwave, some of them were way out there, pure gold. But it got better. Nobody knew anything about it or where it came from. Not the principal, not the cafeteria staff. I interviewed tons of people. By Friday, I was ready to chalk it up to the tooth fairy when I noticed all the custodians huddled up in a group watching what was going on with the microwave. So I talked to them, and lo and behold, the last piece of the puzzle fell into place. Or so I thought, because the following Monday there was a very mysterious and unexpected twist ending. Nobody knew what had really happened but a lot of people were very unhappy. Well, except for me. That whole fiasco had turned me into an actual investigative reporter, and after sifting through my interviews, I had a story. And it started with a sophomore named Jason and a frozen burrito he'd gotten from his buddy Christian.
Me and Christian, we've been friends since 3rd grade. So when he says I pigged out on chips at breakfast, he want half my burrito, I'm thinking, it's safe. He ain't gonna do me wrong. And yeah, the burrito's kind of lukewarm, soggy, and it's got some white powdery stuff on it. But I figure that's the preservatives, you know? Can't have food without preservatives. And it tastes a little funny, but it's a burrito from the freezer. Ain't no gourmet Taco Bell food. So I figure you take what you get. But then later, after I eat the thing, I'm sitting in class thinking, where'd he heat that up? So I texted him and I'm all like, where'd he find a microwave to heat up the burrito? And he texts me back all like, what? And I'm like, a microwave. Where'd you find a microwave to heat up the burrito? And he's like, I didn't use no microwave. I held it in my armpit all morning. And I'm like, what? And he's like, armpit, I heat them up old school. And I'm like, inside or outside of your shirt? And he's like, inside, it's warmer there. Why are you asking stupid questions? And I'm like, please tell me you left it in the plastic wrapper. And he's like, nah, heats up better without the wrapper. And that's when I realized the white stuff was no preservatives. It was deodorant. I ate half a burrito that'd been marinated in Christian's armpit all morning. And you'd better believe, I ran for the trash can.
time somebody calls for me, I know it's nothing good. It goes with being a custodian. But this was one for the record books. 2 mops, 2 buckets, 4 rolls of paper towels, and a whole bottle of Lysol. If I could have taken a fire hose to it, I would have. Because even if Jason had made it to the trash can in time, I don't know how much good it would have done. I figured the poor kid must have had a virus or something, but then I heard he got sick because he found out where the burrito had been all morning. Frankly, yeah, I couldn't blame him, but it got me thinking, holding a frozen burrito under your arm for 3.5 hours, well, that's gotta be uncomfortable. I mean, what would drive a person to do that? Well, I guess if you want to eat a frozen burrito, you need to get it unfrozen, because frankly, you probably couldn't even bite into it. But there was no microwave in the cafeteria, and I thought maybe there should be. So me and the rest of the custodians, we talked it over, and all of the loose change that had been cleaned up off the floor since the beginning of the year, well, we were going to use it to throw ourselves a toaster strudel party in June, but we decided to put it towards a microwave for the cafeteria instead. So our head custodian, Mr. Ryan, you went out shopping.
Me and the others agreed with Mr. Brooks that the kids needed a microwave. There were 6 custodians altogether, and between us we found a total of $8.53 around the school in loose change since August. Mostly under desks, but also in the cafeteria, the library, and the bathrooms too. But it's hard to find a microwave for a price like that, so that's when I said to myself, it's yard selling time. You won't believe the things people are willing to sell cheap when they don't want them anymore. So I hit the road, and I found 3 yard sales selling microwaves, but none in my price range. But lucky for this school, I know how to negotiate. I was haggling with this woman who had set up a microwave at $25, and I managed to get it down to $15. But she wouldn't go no further. So I convinced her that I'd throw in a couple of the coupons I had in the backseat of my car. And she was like, what kind of coupons do you got? And that's when I knew I had it. Let me tell you. $1 hamburgers, buy one, get one free ice cream cones, 50-cent French fries, woo! The more I think about it, the better deal she came out than I did. But the kids here are our future, and they deserve a microwave. And this one only had a couple of dents and at least turned on. So it was the least I could do. I took out a little table from one of the storage closets early on Monday morning, and I set up the microwave in the cafeteria. And when lunchtime rolled around, I stopped by to see what was going on. And the kids looked at me like they didn't know what to think. Almost as if they'd never seen a gosh darn microwave in their life.
So I walked into the cafeteria on Monday, and I was like, what is that? It looked like a microwave, but at the same time, it didn't, Like if an archaeologist found a microwave in an ancient Egyptian tomb, this is what you'd expect. More the prehistoric ancestor to a microwave than an actual microwave. I thought maybe the history department had set up some kind of display. But then I saw that the thing was plugged in. I was like, holy cow, is it safe? But at the same time, I was like curious. And then I had to go through the lunch line and I got handed another cold hamburger. And I was like, again? Really? I'm so sick of cold cafeteria hamburgers. If I wanted a cold hamburger, I'd go to Antarctica and kill the cow myself. I was so frustrated. I wanted to shove a bunch of firecrackers into a head of lettuce and watch it explode. But then I thought of that microwave oven thing, sitting there, plugged in and ready to go. So I opened it, turned the knob, put my burger in, and waited for something to go boom. But then the weirdest thing happened. There was no explosion. And you could actually smell my burger, like it was actually cooking. So I took it out, bit into it, and it tasted kind of okay.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. People fighting over who got to use the microwave. The sad part was there was so much fighting going on that the microwave was just sitting there, hardly getting used. I mean, anyone with a half a brain could see there was a problem. And I'm not stupid. I read a part of the study guide for Lord of the Flies. I could see where things were headed. Somebody needed to do something about it, so I figured my study hall overlapped with all 3 lunch shifts. It might as well be me. I went over next to the microwave, and I'm like, you all gotta calm down. This ain't the way we do things. Chill the heck out. Now, I'm a pretty big guy, so people tend to listen to me. Everybody got settled. So I told them, I have no idea who was here first, so we're gonna handle this American way. Capitalism. You want to use the microwave? You tell me how much it's worth to you. A bunch of people looked at me like they were just stupid. But then, Bryce Edwards started digging in her pockets, pulling out some change, and says, 44 cents. I'm like, okay, that's a start. Is it worth more than 44 cents for anyone else to use ahead of Bryce? And then, Cicely Kerjo handed me $1, so she used it first. When it was Bryce's turn, someone else handed me 75 cents, so they went ahead of Bryce. And it kept going like that. Bryce still hasn't got a chance to use the microwave, but I gotta give her credit. She was the one who demonstrated an understanding of capitalism and set an example for everyone else to follow. I really respect that. But respect doesn't put gas in my car, so she needs to do better than 44 cents if she wants to heat up her food before she graduates.
Absolutely take for granted that they have cash in their pockets they could just give away without a care in the world. But let me tell you, it's not like that for everybody in this school, and there's a definite lack of empathy and consideration on display here. Michael may be the perfect gatekeeper for the microwave, but nobody asked him, nobody appointed him, and we sure as heck didn't agree to pay him in cash. So if he's going to be doing this for the rest of the year, he needs to take credit and debit. And if he has any sense at all, he needs to take PayPal, Apple Pay, and Bitcoin. Because even though we're living on the brink of a post-cash society, some of us are already there. And I'm so glad I'm one of them. Cash is disgusting. I look at Michael taking a $5 bill from somebody and then eating a French fry with the same hand, and it just makes me want to gag. He doesn't know where that money's been, or how many people have handled it, or if they washed their hands after the last time they used the bathroom, which, come on, they probably didn't. Cash is like a playground for bacteria and germs, and George Washington's face is their seesaw. They don't care about history or patriotism. They have no regard for the great financial institutions of our nation. The germs are just like, let's breed all over this money. Anyway, the point is, I'd be happy to pay up for the rest of the year, but Michael doesn't take plastic. I guess it just sucks to be me then.
My favorite thing in the world is a nice warm brownie and milk. And the cafeteria had brownies that day. After sitting through math and science, and knowing I still had government and Spanish to go, I felt like I should take a little break and relax. Just me and that warm brownie. So I paid $3 to Michael, put my brownie in the microwave, turned the dial to 20 seconds, and I waited. And I waited some more. It seemed like an awfully long 20 seconds, but my mom was always getting on me about being impatient, and I was determined to be patient, because I wanted this brownie to be as good as it could be. So I looked at my watch, and I timed 20 seconds. When the time was up, the microwave was still going. I was thinking maybe something's the matter with my watch, so I timed another 20 seconds, and the microwave was still going. Then I counted to 20, really slowly, and the microwave was still going. So I stood there a little while longer, having this debate with myself. Is it me, or the microwave? In hindsight, what I should have been thinking was I need to take my brownie out. But that didn't cross my mind until I realized the brownie was on fire. That's when I really didn't know what to do. I mean, as long as it was in the microwave oven, the fire was contained, right? Then I wondered if the fire could catch the microwaves themselves on fire and cause some sort of nuclear explosion. I wasn't sure how that kind of thing worked. After a little while longer, finally, Michael came out with his fire extinguisher, opened the door, and put the fire out. Which was really inconsiderate, because then my brownie was covered with all this fire extinguisher gunk. Even though it kind of looked like whipped cream, I was pretty sure it wasn't edible. I thought about paying one of those freshmen to taste it for me, but I'd already given all my cash to Michael. So basically, I was out $3 and my brownie. But more than that, the letdown after all the anticipation. It's really demoralizing. I'm pretty sure this will go down as the worst moment of my life. Even just thinking about it a whole day later. Oh, it's really dramatic. Oh. You know, I could really go for a warm brownie.
A microwave oven in the cafeteria? No, I don't think so. I was just there on... No, wait. That day was conferences on Tuesday. So I guess. I can't say for sure, but I've definitely been to the cafeteria. I know I have. Big rooms, lots of tables, loud and unpleasant. See, I told you I've been there. Anyway, I'd never approve of something like that. There would be no point. The cafeteria serves warm, delicious meals every day. Having a microwave there would be an insult to the food service staff. And I'm pretty sure our jack our insurance up through the roof. It'll be a fire and safety hazard. So, trust me, there's no microwave in the cafeteria. I'm the principal. I know these things.
Microwave? I don't know where the microwave came from, but I can tell you no one consulted any of us on the cafeteria staff before they put it out there. I can also tell you that me and my team, we work hard to feed all you kids every day, even when you can't be bothered to look up from your cell phones long enough when you go through the food line. Like we're somehow beneath your notice. Well, I just want you to know, we care. When we rip open a box of pizza and we shove it in the oven, we do it with a smile. When we strain our backs, picking up 50-pound cans of green beans so you can have a vegetable on your tray, we do it with a song in our hearts. When we scoop mashed potatoes onto your tray, we do it with a twinkle in our eye because we're so stinking happy to play such a pivotal role in the education of our nation's youth. So you may think we'd be a little hurt that this thing showed up and the kids are using it on the food we so lovingly prepare. Like it can somehow improve on the heart and craft that we've already put into it. But no, we're not angry. We're totally above that. But just know that if this microwave is here by next week and we just so happen to go on strike, think of it as a special expression of our love to every single student in this school.
There is no justice in this world. The day Michael made himself the gatekeeper of the microwave, I was the first one to catch on to what he meant by capitalism. I was the first person who was willing to dig into their pockets to pay for the opportunity of a warmer and more appetizing lunch. I was the first person who didn't get to nuke their food just because somebody else was willing to pay more. And every morning since then, something would happen that made me forget to bring extra money. Mom asked me to change a toilet paper roll. The cat popped their hairball in bed. I didn't have any clean socks. It's like the universe was conspiring against me to make me lose sight of what was truly important. Bring in more than 44 cents to school so I could finally use that stinking microwave. And on the day that I finally remembered to empty my little brother's piggy bank and brought $8.32 to school, more than enough to guarantee me a good place in line, the microwave was gone, vanished. I practically screamed at Michael, how could he let this happen? And he looked at me with tears in his eyes like a man who had lost the one thing that gave his life meaning. I actually felt bad for him, but it felt worse for me. I mean, it's just not right. Where did it go?
Where did it go? Well, that's a mystery. But as president and sole member of PIS, Paranormal Investigation Society, mysteries are my specialty. All you had to do was take one look at that microwave to tell something was weird about it. Someone even said it looked like it came out of an Egyptian tomb. And I think they might have been correct. But it wasn't a microwave at all. No. Yes, it had the basic properties of one, but Star Wars and Star Trek have similar properties too, but they're completely different. I think that it was an incubation chamber for alien life, and that hundreds of units just like it were used to create the alien slaves that helped build the pyramids. Because pyramids do not build themselves. And whatever mummy was buried in the pyramid that thing came out of, well, I think that he came into this very school sometime over the weekend. I have evidence. Early on Monday morning, I found something. Just before Mr. Brooks could have picked it up, I snatched it. It was a bandage roll, just like the ones the ancient Egyptians used to wrap their mummies. There is no other way it could have wound up in the cafeteria, unless you know a nurse or an athletic trainer would have dropped it. But what are the chances of that?
I was walking through the cafeteria on Monday morning, and there was this bandage roll on the floor. I was just about to pick it up and throw it away when a kid named Zeke grabbed it up and said it was proof that a mummy took the microwave. And you know, if that's what he believes, then more power to him. Maybe he's right. I don't know what happened. The one thing I can tell you for sure, me and the rest of the custodians didn't have a thing to do with it. And even if you did find a remarkably identical microwave oven in our break room, well, it was our toaster strudel money and Mr. Ryan's coupons that paid for the thing. Nobody's any worse off than they were before, except for maybe that big football player fellow, Michael. I guess he's lost out on a pretty good source of income. We asked him on the end of lunch on Friday how much money he made that week. Do you know what he told us? $458.16. Who would have guessed? You could have a toaster strudel party every day with that. Oh, real pity for Michael though. But hey, if he ever needs to warm up his food, he's totally welcome to come and use our microwave anytime. For $1. Unless somebody else is willing to pay more, then he can use it after them. Because hey, you know, capitalism.
There will now be a brief intermission, like 10 minutes, while the band sets up for your next delight.
Are both of them on? That one's been on. That one's recording now.
Check 1, 2. There we go.
Yeah, there's some water.
Yeah, thank you. Hey guys, please give another round of applause for such an awesome play performance. That was really good. And for Miss Bear for volunteering and putting together the drama students to do that terrific production. Please another hand. So I'm Jeremy Lauder, and this is two bands combined. We have intermediate band and concert band, 4th and 6th periods. And they've been working really hard this year. I'm super proud of their performance and their ability and all their hard work, despite more than half a year of playing with masks, Just ask the flute players how difficult it is to play with a mask over their flute. It is ridiculous. Outstanding job, everyone. I'm so proud to present this performance. We have some students that will be announcing the pieces, and we're ready to get going. Oh, one more thing. I wanted to thank, we have a few extra members in the band. We have Will, who's from Assets back there on the drums. And we have Ms. Cox, who's the culinary arts teacher here at San Juan as well. And one more special guest we have here, a graduate last year, Joe Piper.
Hello, I'm Elisiana, I'm a flutist, and we will be presenting on Wisconsin.
I'm Angel and I play the alto sax. And this next song is Mama Paquita.
Duncan, I play the trumpet, and this next song is Ghostbusters.
My name is AJ Singh. I'm a baritone sax player. This next song is Storm Mountain Jubilee.
Hello, I'm Dylan Owens, baritoner of 6 years, and this is Ramp It Up, the penultimate song.
Our last song of the night is going to be Let's Go Band.
Thank you everyone again for attending. We appreciate your attendance here and outstanding job, students. Thank you, teachers and other school personnel on hand. Thank you, Joe, for helping out. And another hand for Miss Barrett and her staff. Thank you.